Wow, beautiful photos, everybody. Thank you so much.
Work.
Stay tuned. We'll likely be sharing this on social media. So thank you for joining and thank you for volunteering. So a lot of you may be repeat volunteers and maybe you've done this a few times in your old hands. If that's the case, go ahead and jump into a breakout room. You should see an option to join an unassigned breakout room. So if you have done this before, you know how to use Zoom, you know what's happening, go ahead and join a breakout room. Make sure it's one that there's nobody else in. If you are an English speaker, we will be sending an interpreter to join you in that breakout room. So no worries. Go ahead, join the breakout room, review the materials, get things pulled up on your computer. And for all the folks that are new, and this is your first time volunteering in a virtual event, we're going to run through some of the other Zoom logistics and just get you up to speed so we can get started here in a few minutes. All right, your best friend forever, your BFF, is the tip sheet, which is being dropped in the link right now in the chat. The link is being dropped in the chat right now. This is your best resource. Make sure you're using it. Have it pulled up on your computer. You should have received this in the confirmation email that you've received. You should have received this in various different modes, but we're putting it in the chat one more time. This has a summary of everything that you will need today. And it's a good way if you have a little bit of a mental block about what you're supposed to do, feel free to reference that. So tip sheet, your best friend. All right, so overview of the process today. First of all, we had applicants sign up online. They were then sent to our buddies, our TPS buddies, who were fantastic and reached out to people and identified if there was any red flags. The applicants that are attending today should be relatively clean cases. They should not have any issues with dual citizenship, with firm resettlement, any sort of criminal interactions. If that does come up, make sure to post it in the chat for legal assistance, and we'll have a captain come and assist with it. But generally the cases should be really straightforward. Our buddies did a phenomenal job following up with everybody, confirming that they had the tech and that they had the link and that they'd be able to join today. So the clients have been screened by buddies. Next, everybody's going to be joining. You've joined today, and the clients are going to be joining shortly. You're all going to be going to breakout rooms and being paired up, or you're going to be working together to complete the application and forms. And then we're going to be just doing a final closing. You'll be providing applicants information of what next steps happen, what happens after this event, because as you know, there is no continued representation. This is a one-time volunteer event, and make sure you're reminding the clients and the applicants as to that. All right, again, the clients should have been screened. Sometimes things happen and people may come through that aren't really appropriate for the clinic, but generally everybody that's here today should be a citizen of Venezuela. If they do have an application for asylum pending, that is completely fine. There may be some need to have a little bit of discussion about how the TPS could impact their case. If you're not an expert immigration attorney, that's fine. We do have experts that can provide that guidance and pop in. You'll just need to flag it in the chat. Additionally, everybody here, all the applicants here today should have been present on March 8th here in the United States. Also, we will not be able to assist people that were dual nationals in the clinic. These are more complicated cases that are going to need continued representation, likely from an attorney. So we want to make sure people have that relationship from the get-go and they're not appropriate for the clinic. Also, we may see people that have lots of family members that are eligible and want to apply. Every individual family member needs their individual appointment. If a family member comes into the appointment that with the applicant you're working with, you need to encourage them to sign up for their own appointment. They may already have an appointment later on in the week or another day, and just encourage them to attend that appointment. Due to the huge number of applicants that we have and the limited volunteers, we just really need to stay on schedule and make sure that you're only working with the people that have a scheduled appointment. Finally, as mentioned earlier, if anybody has any interactions with law enforcement, they're probably not appropriate for the clinic. They might need to have that deeper conversation with an expert immigration attorney before applying. So if any of these red flag issues come up, make sure you're using the WhatsApp group and sending a message, and a legal captain will pop in and address the issue. All right. So as I mentioned, this is a lot of information. If this is your first time, please do not get overwhelmed. We have this available in a lot of places. We're doing this video. We have other recorded trainings, but then most importantly, don't forget your BFF, your tip sheet. It has all the information. There are hyperlinks to all the documents that you're going to need, hyperlinks to all the forms that you're going to have to complete. And we're all going to be here to support you. So if there are issues, please reach out. We'll pop into the breakout room and see if we can help. All right. Another reminder on delivering virtual services. If you have not done so already, please make sure to rename yourself, your role, if you're an attorney, interpreter, tech volunteer, your languages, and then your name. Again, that's going to help us pair you up with an appropriate client. Make sure that you have an interpreter as needed. Make sure if you're an interpreter, paired up with an attorney that may need assistance. So again, rename yourself. You can see the visuals on how to do this. If you have issues, put it in the chat, and our tech volunteers right now will try to help you in the renaming process. And look, Laura's renamed. She is a captain. Thank you. Fantastic. Next, we are going to be sending you to a breakout room, and you'll be receiving a pop-up like this that says that the host is inviting you to join a breakout room. Again, note which room this is so you can easily let us know where to find you if you need something. And you're going to want to just join that breakout room. If for some reason you missed the pop-up, you can select the 3 dots at the bottom of your Zoom screen for more, and there's an option for breakout rooms, and you'll see where you've been assigned and you can join that way. So you should be receiving a notification soon about joining the breakout room. Once you do join the breakout room, we want you to share your screen. We want to be this an interactive activity with you and the client. So you'll see the option at the bottom of the Zoom screen to share your screen. Make sure you're just sharing the PDF application, not your whole desktop, not your whole screen. You don't necessarily want the applicant seeing all of your emails or things that you might have saved on your desktop. So just like you can see on this image, make sure you're just sharing the PDF. And then finally, once you complete all the forms, hopefully it's a very smooth experience and there's no issues, you're going to want to make sure to do the wrap up and exit. So we have this Google form. The link is once again in the tip sheet, and we're going to drop the tip sheet again right now, just in case you missed it earlier. But the hyperlink to this Google form is available in the tip sheet. It's going to outline all of the information that you need to provide to the client. How you, next steps, you're going to complete, upload all the forms that you completed with the client, with the applicant. So the 821, which is the TPS application, the 765 potentially if they need work authorization, and the cover letter. You're going to upload those. Even if you don't complete the forms, if an issue comes up and you're unable to complete the forms, still we want you to upload them because we want a record of what was completed. You're also going to email all of the forms to the client and to this VZ TPS 2021 email. So we have a backup record of what forms were completed. You're going to go through all of the exit information with the client. What happens next? What does the time frame look like? Where do they go if they need an additional assistance? And just really wrap things up cleanly so that the client's questions are answered. So be very clear on the next steps. And again, this information is covered in the tip sheet and on the Google form that the link is available here and available on your tip sheet. So with that said, like once you wrap up and finish everything with the client, don't leave the meeting, especially if you're on for another shift or you're ready for another client, just leave the breakout room. By leaving the breakout room, that means you come back to us in the main room. We can chat, we can get some feedback from you to see how it went, and we can set you up with another client. So don't leave the meeting unless, and please check out with us before, if you're done, if your volunteer shift is done and you're on to other things, just check out with us and let us know that you're heading out and let us know how it went. So with that said, you should be receiving a message to join a breakout room now, and we will bear with us while we send you to a breakout room, and we're going to be training the clients on using Zoom and sending them to meet you soon. So thank you again and enjoy the experience.